Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel of Edurba Academy. I'm Kevin sir, your tutor, and in lecture number 2 of integers, we are going to study addition of integers and opposite integers. And we are also going to solve practice set number 5 and 6 in your textbook. So let's begin. Now, do you see this number line on your screen? It has 0 as a origin. And on the right side, we have all positive numbers. That means plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and so on. And left side it has negative numbers, that means minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. We have already studied that right side number is always going to be greater than left side number. That means 3 is greater than 2, 0 is greater than minus 1, minus 3 is greater than minus 4. Now let's assume that you gave me one apple, and that means now I have one apple with me, which is shown by positive sign because that apple is there with me right now. And then you took away that one apple from me, and that is shown by minus. Now how many apples I have? Really 0. So that means one positive and one negative will cancel each other and the answer will be always 0. Now it is true for any integer. For example, plus 2 plus minus 2 is always going to be 0. Plus 8 plus minus 8 is always going to be 0. It's just like you gave me 8 apples and you took away all the 8 apples. So 0 apples will remain. Now if you understand this, addition of integers become lot easier. Now let's understand addition of integers with many examples. Now do you see number line which shows integers, that means 0, positive numbers and negative numbers, and we also see a cute bunny ready to hop. Now in this example, this bunny was initially at plus 1 and this bunny hopped 4 places to the right side, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and it reached plus 5. Now how can I show that mathematically? Initially the bunny was plus 1 position, then it hopped 4 positions to the right side, that means plus 4, and then it reached at plus 5. Now did you observe one thing? Both of them are positive integers, and that's why the sum is also positive. So two positives make another positive. And did you observe that 1 plus 4 is equal to 5? That means when we add two positives, the sign will be positive, and we just add the numbers and we get the answer. Now let's show that with the sign blocks. So plus 1 means one positive block, plus 4 means 4 positive blocks. So how many total blocks we have? 5 positive blocks. Now let's understand another example. Here the bunny was at minus 1 and it hopped 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 positions to the left. So where it reached? At minus 6. Now how can we show that mathematically? Bunny was at minus 1 plus it hopped 5 positions to the left, that means minus 5, and now it reached to minus 6. So minus 1 plus minus 5 is equal to minus 6. Did you observe here? 2 minus made another minus, and we simply added these two numbers. That means 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. Now let's show the same thing with the sign blocks. So here we have 1 minus, that's what is shown here. Here we have 5 minus, and that's what we have shown here. So how many minuses we have? Total 6 minuses we have. In this example, the bunny was at 0 and then it hopped 4 positions to the right, and where it reached? Plus 4. Now we can show that mathematically. 0 plus 4 is equal to plus 4. Now whenever we have 0 as one of the numbers in addition, we can simply ignore it, and the next number, which is 4, along with its sign, is your answer. So this plus 4 is your answer. You can show that with the sign boxes. 0 means nothing, and then we have 4 positive blocks. So how many total boxes we have? 4 positive boxes, and that is what it is shown here. Now suppose bunny was at 0 and instead of hopping to the right, it hopped to the left. And how many positions? 1, 2, 3 and 4 positions. So where it reached? Minus 4. We can show that mathematically. 0 plus minus 4 is minus 4. So in this example also, we can just simply ignore 0 and minus 4 is going to be your answer. I can show that with the sign boxes also. So we have 0, that means nothing, and we have 4 minus boxes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So how many boxes we have? 4 minus boxes. Our bunny is very energetic. It's not tired of hopping. Okay, so you have to be also energetic in order to learn this lesson. So now this bunny is at minus 2 and it hopped 6 positions to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So where it reached? It reached to the plus 4. They show that mathematically. Minus 2 plus 6 is equal to plus 4. Now did you observe? Here we have minus and plus. In previous examples, we either had both of them as positive positives, that means plus, or both of them were negative. And we studied that both of them were positive, the sign was also positive, and both of them were negative, the sign was also negative. And in both of them, we added the numbers. But when we have combination of plus and minus, we have to be very careful. In this example, when we have the combination, instead of adding them, we need to subtract them. And the sign of bigger number will be sign of your answer. So in this case, we have minus 2 and plus 6, and we are adding them. So which is the bigger number? 6 is the bigger number. 6 has a sign of plus, so answer will also have sign of plus. And then we have to do 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4, and that's how we got the answer as plus 4. You can show that with the sign boxes also. We have 2 minuses and 6 plus. Now you know that 1 minus and 1 plus cancel each other. So how many positive boxes remain? 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that is what our answer is. In this example, the bunny is at minus 6 and it jumped 1, 2, 3 and 4 places to the right. Then it reached minus 2. So as you can see here, we have minus 6 as the original position of the bunny. Then it moved to the plus 4 and then it reached to minus 2. So minus 6 plus 4 is minus 2. Now again, we have 1 minus and 1 plus, and we know the rule. Whenever 1 minus and 1 plus are added, we have to take the sign of bigger number. So here between 6 and 4, 6 is bigger. So I have to take the minus sign here, and then I have to do subtraction. That means 6 minus 4, which is 2. I can show this with the sign boxes also. We have 6 minuses and 4 plus, and we know that 1 plus and 1 negative will cancel, and then we have 2 negatives left. That is what our answer is. Now when you do this calculation, you can always write these negatives and positives and cancel them, and you can verify the answer. Now here in this example, we have two opposite numbers. I have already explained that two opposite numbers, when added, they cancel each other. The answer will be 0. So for example, if bunny is at 3 and it is jumping 3 positions to the left, that means minus 3, it is going to reach to 0. Suppose this bunny was at minus 3 and it jumps 3 positions to the right, still it will reach to the 0. So two opposite numbers will always cancel each other. So plus 3 plus minus 3 is going to be 0. I can show this with the sign boxes also. There are 3 negative and there are 3 positive boxes. They cancel each other, and that's how we have answer as a 0. Now this is a summary. So when we know that we have two positive numbers which we add, then the sign is also going to be positive, and in this case we have to do addition. Similarly, when we have two negative numbers, the answer is also going to be negative, but in this case also we have to add two numbers. So both positive and both negative, that means we have to do addition. Whereas when we have one positive and one negative, the sequence doesn't matter. That means we can also have negative number first and positive number second. Still we have to follow the same rule. So when we have one positive and one negative, you have to always see which one of them is a bigger number. The sign of bigger number has to be put here, and then we have to do subtraction of smaller number from the bigger number, and that will be your answer. Now that we understand this, let's solve practice set number 5. So here we have 8 plus 6. Our first step will be to add the signs. So 8 becomes plus 8 and 6 become plus 6, and we can put them in bracket, and this plus will be carry forwarded. Now that we know both are positive, that means our sign has to be also positive, and 8 plus 6 is 14. That's why our answer is plus 14. Second problem is 9 plus minus 3. So first step, as usual, we have to add the signs. So 9 becomes plus 9. This plus will come as it is, and minus 3 will also come as it is. Here we have one positive and one negative, and in that case we know that the sign of bigger number will come as answer. So we have plus 9, so the sign will be plus, and 9 minus 3, which is 6. So we get the answer of plus 6. Similarly, we have 5 plus minus 6. So let's give the signs first. Plus 5 plus minus 6, and then we know that this is positive and this is negative, and the sign of bigger number has to come. So 6 is the bigger number and the sign of 6 is minus 1. So we are going to get minus sign, and then the difference between them, that means 6 minus 5 is going to be 1, and that's how we got the answer minus 1. Similarly, we have minus 7 plus 2. First we added the sign, minus 7 plus 2, and then again here we have negative and positive. That means we have to take the sign of bigger number, which is minus, and then 7 minus 2 is 5. So that's how we got the minus 5 answer. This is very easy. We have minus 8 plus 0. We can simply ignore 0, and the minus 8 is going to be our answer. Now here we have minus 5 plus minus 2. So let's put them in a bracket. Here we have both negative, and we know that whenever we have both positive or both negative, we have to simply add them. And and the sign will be negative in this case because both are negative. So 5 plus 2 is 7 and the sign will be minus, so it will be minus 7. So that's how we can solve this question number 1 very easily. Now here we have a table which you have to fill. Some numbers are given in this one column, whereas some numbers are given in this one row, and plus sign is given. That means we have to add combination of these numbers. So I'm going to solve some of the combinations for you, and the rest of them I'm just going to show you the answer. You can practice them on your own also. So here in this case we have minus 2 plus this 8. I can write it as plus 8. So in this case we have minus and plus, and we know that when we have minus and plus combination, you have to write the sign of bigger number, which is plus sign in this case because it is bigger, and we have to take the difference. So 8 minus 2 is going to be 6. So my answer is plus 6. Here we have 0 and plus. I'm going to write the sign of 8 also, plus 8, and I know that I can just ignore this 0 and my answer is going to be plus 8. Same thing I can do here. We have 0 and then plus minus 3. From where minus 3 is coming? From here. Now I can just simply ignore 0 and my answer is going to be minus 3. Similarly, I can do here minus 4. So I'm going to put that in a bracket, plus 4. So I'm going to add the signs, and we have studied that two opposite numbers make the answer to be 0. Minus 4 plus 4 is going to make it 0. Now here we have minus 2. I'm going to put that in a bracket, plus minus 3. Now here both are negative, and that means the sign is also going to be negative, and then simply we have to add 3 plus 2, which is 5. So that's how I got the answer. If you understand this, you can write rest of the combinations. So I'm just going to show you the answers which you can verify. So I want you to practice them and you can verify the answer here. Let's also solve practice set number 6. So here we have to write opposite numbers, which is very easy. So you know that opposite number means plus become minus and minus becomes plus. So here 47 means also plus 47. So opposite of plus 47 is minus 47. Here minus 33 becomes plus 33. Here minus 21 makes it as plus 21. Here minus 26 make it as plus 26. Here plus 52 makes it as minus 52. Minus 84 makes it as plus 84. Plus 16 will make it as minus 16, and plus 80 is going to make it as minus 80. So you can write these opposite numbers very easily. This is a very simple question in practice set number 6. So hopefully children now will be confident in solving any addition problem of integers as well as finding opposite numbers of integers. In the next lecture, which is lecture number 3 of integers, we are going to learn how to compare integers with each other with the signs less than, greater than and equal to. See you in the next class.